Greetings Adventures, this is Lorne, your guild advisor. Welcome back to another small DanMemo news update. I know I haven't uploaded the video in like almost 2 weeks. Apologize for that. There was some DanMemo news last week because we had a surprise April Fool's type of event where we got to play some 8-bit shooting style game in DanMemo, and you can get some nice rewards for that. So that's actually kind of fun. But we're back at it amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So they actually, for a Japanese live stream, they didn't do a traditional one with the host being the producer of the game, with the two guest hosts being the voice actresses for both Haruhime and Seer. It was just the producer kind of doing a live stream off their phone. So the quality in some of the pictures here isn't up to snuff, particularly with the new unit stats. The quality isn't that great because they, instead of using YouTube, they use a app called Mirror TV, so that doesn't look great. But here is the news for this news update. First of all, there's gonna be a new version of the game, version 9.7.1. We'll be getting the addition of a season 2 story update, so we're gonna get more stuff with that. It will conclude the Pleasure Quarter arc adaptation into the game. It will be noted as episodes 39 and 40 in the Bell story in the game, along with new units. There'll be a feature to be able to sign in with Apple if you have iOS, which is kind of nice. And the amount of party slots that can be saved will be increased, so that's also very nice, a nice quality of life update. And also 4 stars will be selectable in the bulk sale of bonds. That's something I don't think too many people will use because we kind of save our 4 stars and very selectively sell what we have for dull. But I doubt too many people are bulk selling their 4 stars. I'd be very surprised if that was the case. But anyway, this is the new banner for the main story release gacha. And this, I was always wondering what it would be because last time we got both Alan and Alfred, 2 characters from Freya Familia that we haven't had in the game before. So a part of me was a little hopeful that we'll get even more Freya Familia characters with the 2 elves, Eden and Hogni. That was not the case, so I think they are just saving those 2 along with an Alan face reveal, even though we had that in Season 2, saving those units for a potential episode of Freya event or addition into the game, similar to what happened with episode Ryu being adapted into the game as well. We don't know when that would possibly happen, but it's definitely going to happen at some point down the line. I still think that Season 3 should or will outright be delayed amidst all this COVID-19 stuff going on. It just seems crazy to think that it's still gonna go and happen, especially with the recent announcement with the Prime Minister of Japan declaring a state of emergency in the country. And Origaru Season 3 is something highly anticipated. Like just yesterday, they were counting down the days to the first episode premiered. Then that Prime Minister announcement happened, and then immediately after that, they just said Origaru Season 3 has been delayed and haven't given a date. Like, is that just a week or is that like indefinitely until the next season? They haven't clarified on that quite yet, but since Season 2 will be taking up its time slot of Origaru rerunning Season 2, I would think it's not going to happen this season, unfortunately. So a lot of things are getting delayed and pushed further back, so I wouldn't be surprised that Danmachi Season 3 is one of those things, and maybe episode Freya gets pushed ahead in the schedule. Well, we'll just see what happens with that, but of course, we have a raging Ottarl, as you will see in episode 10. I think it was episode 10, the very end of the Pleasure Quarter arc in Season 2, and then a original art for Freya here. And of course, it's a standard banner. You get a new 4-star guaranteed unit on the banner on your first 4th, 7th, and 10th draws. Here's the art, the full art for Fierce Rage Ottarl. Looks very nice, very angry, because Pern just insulted Freya, and Ottarl is not going to have any of that. And here's what I meant when I said the picture is kind of blurry because it's from the Mirror TV live stream. But as you can see right here, at max limit break +5, his strength is at a whopping 2016, so it goes past the 2k mark. Very appropriate for the adventurer, the strongest adventurer that Ottarl is. So he's super strong. And before I get started with the skills, I'd like to thank Simhouse6567 Run the DanMemo Reddit Discord for the skill translations. And as for Ottarl's special arts, it's an AoE Ultra Dark Physical Attack with a temporary big strength boost. That was something that somehow had in capital letters, big strength boost, because that's something we haven't seen before in the game. Usually it's just a regular temporary strength boost, so the attack is boosted temporarily for that turn. But here it's a big strength boost, so I can only assume that it hits a lot harder than a regular temporary strength boost would be, if that is the correct translation. With an ultra on guard rate, and will also increase Ottarl's strength, dark attack damage, physical resistance, and magic resistance by plus 60% for 5 turns. So a lot of stuff going on. It hits super hard because of that big strength boost, and also buffs his strength and dark attack damage by 60%, and along with those physical magic resistances by 60%, all for 5 turns. So a lot of buffs going on, and it's going to last a long time. So a skill very appropriate for the strongest adventure in Aurario. And as for his regular combat skills, his first skill is a single target super dark physical attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each strength buff skill on him. So you want to use his own skill and then a assist skill to increase his strength, so he has the maximum amount of damage possible when using that first skill. Gonna hit super hard for any single target type situations like Record Buster and anything that's weak to dark especially. And for his second skill, it's a self-fast strength, dark attack damage, physical resistance, and magic resistance buff of plus 50% for 4 turns. So it's a fast skill, so it usually happens during the very beginning of the turn, and it also should go ahead of any move that has like a damaging component to it, because skills that are just buffs or debuffs have a higher priority than skills that are like just simply a attack or have an attack component to them. So if you were to use this in war game, Ottarl should be using this skill very, very fast, like towards the very beginning of the turn, because there is no damaging component on it. So he'll be getting a ton of buffs with that second skill. So he'll be hitting a lot harder, and he'll also have bigger defenses. And for his third skill, it's an AoE super dark physical attack with a temporary strength boost, an ultra penetration rate, and will also increase his strength and dark attack damage by 50% for 4 turns. So it's a little odd seeing that 3 of his skills increase both his strength and dark attack damage, 1 being his special arts and then 2 of them being skill 2 and skill 3. So with skill 3, it's definitely supposed to be like for AoE situations. So in like war games, you could just use skill 3 if you're not too concerned about the physical resistance and magic resistance component of his skill 2, especially if you're already using someone like the Winter Haruhime that does increase both your physical and magic resistance of your characters. So that's something to keep in mind. But they really packed in a lot in that skill 3. Like, if you need AoE, this is the one skill this is all you need. It does a ton of damage between that super base power, the temporary strength boost, ultra penetration rate, and then that self buff of strength and dark attack damage. A lot of stuff going on in that third skill. Then for his level passives, he will regain 8% of his HP and MP each turn. He does 10% extra damage on his penetrations, and then his normal attack and counters have a dark element component on them. And there are characters that don't have a element on every single one of their like standard attacks or counters, so that's something to keep in mind, because Ottarl has that double buff of strength and the dark element, so that makes those counters just hit that much harder because it does have the dark element component on that skill. So this Ottarl definitely looks super strong, a character definitely worthy of a unit worthy of belonging to the title of the King, the Warlord, Ottarl, the strongest adventurer in Aurario, the only known level 7 adventurer in Aurario, and the other ones just teased somewhere else outside of it. Omori Sensei, when you're going to bring them in. And the next unit we have is Captivating Beauty Freya, of course. Now, as for her art, I don't know. For some reason, I think like the red in this art stands out a bit too much. I don't know. I think I'm just weird, but she does look dazzling as always. And oh god, this picture, it's so bad. It's so blurry from the live stream. I don't know why they just don't use YouTube. It's so much better. But as for her stats, they're pretty rounded out. 406 strength and magic. They're trying to keep them in line because of how her skill goes. which is at +5, a self, strength, magic, physical resistance, and magic resistance buff of 20% to the unit that Freya is equipped to, as well as a 100% ailment resistance. So with a lot of more people, I think, who are using like ailments on their teams for war games, like I think I'm seeing a bit more of them nowadays, which is strange because it always seemed like a one-off thing. Like sometimes you might see this, but I think I'm seeing a lot more of them now. So this is actually really nice. It's also, Freya is also an assist that works on both physical and magic characters, so it's not like it only is good for a physical character or a magic character. So she's very multi-useful, very versatile. And of course, she's really meant to be used with Ottarl because you see again like that strength, physical resistance, and magic resistance buff of 20%. But basically, you put this on a character to super buff them because of those resistances, as well as that strength or magic buff. And the Freya and Ottarl banner, along with the episode update, will be going live tomorrow on April 8th for anyone in America. And then we also are getting this War Game Special Gacha, which I assume is very popular characters that people are using in War Game. I see that Lily, I see that Amid, the eyes there, the outside Rario eyes is also very popular. I think it's going to be more than just these 3 characters, so definitely check the pools before you pull. But for this gacha, it only costs 200 Iris on the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th pulls, and you'll get a 4-star guarantee character on the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th pulls. So definitely check the gacha details, like it says here, for the full pool of characters in this banner, because I think it'll be more than just these 3. And there's also a part 2 also going live the same day that the Ottarl and Freya are, tomorrow night on April 8th. You see here on this banner, you see the New Year's Daphne, which is very popular. You see Line, and you see the producer eyes from the Idol event, which I am surprised to see. I didn't think she was that popular for war games. But again, check the pools for this part 2 as well. It works the same way with the Iris. And of course, we have part 3 of the US 2nd anniversary paid bundles. Such a terrible time to be advertising these with some people out of work. Thankfully, I'm still working, so I got that going for me. But definitely, again, be wise with your money. Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out later this week. That seems to be a better use of your money. Anyway, 7th Zone is going to be opening up tomorrow night as well. So I know that's everyone's favorite thing to do, farming and doing 7th Zone, struggling against those fights. So have fun with that. And Record Buster Ravis version is also going live tomorrow night. And then don't forget, there'll be another free weekly 11 draw gacha. Remember, 4 stars aren't guaranteed, but they are possible to get. And this will happen on April 10th. So be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to do your weekly free draw. And just to go over the upcoming schedule again, tomorrow night on the 8th, because this is based on Japanese Standard Time, will be the release of the main story release gacha, episode 39 and 40 in Belle's story, with the release of the new Ottarl and Freya. There'll be the release of the War Game Special gachas, both part 1 and 2. The part 3 of the US Anniversary Paid Bundle will go live. 7th Zone and Record Buster Ravis will be going live. And then on the 10th, again, is the free 11 draw for the US 2nd Anniversary. So not too much stuff going on. A little bit exciting that we're getting an awesome looking Ottarl and a new Freya, so that's cool. Maybe we'll see the other Freya family members whenever they decide to adapt episode Freya's light novel into the game itself. That should be an exciting time whenever it does happen. But anyway guys, that was the quick news update for the game. And again, even if Season 3 of DanMachi is delayed, I'm still planning on doing those Season 2 skip content, like general skip content videos, as well as an in-depth look at the bulk of stuff that was skipped in Volume 8, because they pretty much skipped like 2/3, if not more, of that novel in Season 2. So those projects are still going to be coming, whether or not Season 3 is delayed or not. So look forward to that in the future. I can't promise when that stuff is going to happen, because it does take a while to do that kind of stuff. But again, I do wish you luck on your rolls if you're going to go for Freya or Ottarl, or maybe some of the characters you may have missed out on with the Board Game Special gachas going on at the same time as well. And as always, if you want to see more DanMachi content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. follow me on Twitter, and join my Discord. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing off.
渦を巻く雨雲から差し込んだまっすぐな